It creeps up on you, doesn't it? It's okay.
Wow. Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Hot Takes. My name is Susana Fraga, and I will be your host for today. Along with me is ERC's Dean of Student Affairs, Mario Garibay. Hi Mario, how are you doing, and do you feel prepared for today's challenge?
I'm okay with the questions. I've shared already with everyone in the room that I don't do spicy, so taking one for the team today.
Yes, we both are. I am not very good with spice.
That's okay. We'll see how far we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the milk.
We got the milk, we got our 10 spicy sauces, and we can go ahead and start.
Sounds good.
So this is our first one.
Okay.
This one's pretty good.
No, that's fine. This one I can do.
I like it.
Didn't even touch the ranch yet. Okay, I'll do another.
Okay.
Okay.
You've been in different positions within the administrative world of higher education, from being assistant dean for Muir College to actually working in the rest life in UC Irvine. What is something that you wish students knew about, like what goes on behind the scenes?
Part of it is like there's a lot happening, and I think sometimes students don't necessarily know all the things that are happening, because like even like for myself, you know, going into college, I didn't really know much about what like student affairs was, and I think part of it is I didn't take much advantage of all the different opportunities and resources I could have had I known about it early on, just because it's like there's so much that happens, like so many services, so many like resources, so many like events and programs that it can just like fly by if you're so focused on like your academics. And so I think that's part of like just knowing that it exists and to take as much advantage of it as early on, especially for like first gen folks who may not know about higher ed and student affairs and all these things.
Yeah, no, I myself did not know about like student affairs, like any other resource on campus. I'm still like learning, even though I just graduated. Yeah. I keep learning about like the different resources that we do have on campus, and I do think that like working at the student affairs office like widen my horizon when it comes to UCSD. Okay.
Are we?
You want to take a bite of another one?
Oh, already? We just bit one. Oh, not bad.
Okay.
It's like green chili. It's good. I can do that.
Okay. So, we know you're a father of 2 boys. What is like a fun story that you can tell us about like the essence of what it's like to raise 2 children?
There was one moment when I was like cutting up bananas, and like my 6-year-old, at that time he was like 4, and I cut it wrong, and it was like the worst thing ever. And I was like, he's like, no, fix it. And I'm like, I already cut the banana. Like I don't know how to cut a banana in a way that you want it. He wanted slices this way, and I made him this way because I tried to switch it up one day, but that's
Kids
just how
definitely
it is.
do like routine.
Yeah. And he's just like, I don't know. I was bored cutting it one way, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for 3rd?
I wasn't prepared for 2, but we'll go.
Okay.
We'll do this.
Okay, this is good.
All right, we're biting again.
We're biting again.
Okay. All right, it's still good. Okay. All right, maybe our tolerance level is a little higher.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty surprised.
As we say before, number 4, but it's okay.
Okay, so we know you're a Marvel fan.
Yes.
What is your favorite character, and what is the one character that you think you would be if you were in the Marvel universe?
So my favorite character is Wolverine, and I love Wolverine because he had this huge like arc in the comic book. So he started off as kind of like this like loner, not really associated to the group, did his own thing, really like rugged and rough and stuff like that. And he had this huge arc of like over time like mentoring different like younger characters, and then at some point I think in the early 2000s he became like the headmaster of the school for gifted youngsters. So he took over as headmaster. So he saw this full story arc of like this person who was like supposed to be like this lone, independent, rugged person to like someone who's like now in charge of the school where all these younger mutants go. I think I do associate with that in a certain way. I do not have claws, although, you know, I do have the beard sometimes. But I think I associate with just like having the opportunities to really grow and develop as a person, and then, you know, now I see myself as like a father, and now I'm the dean of student affairs. You know, this like I never saw myself in that capacity, and so being able to see that, he had a very different story arc than I did, obviously, but I think if anything, I resonate with that.
Okay, great. So both your favorite and who you resonate with. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Fourth one.
All right. I'm getting a little sweaty, so.
We're almost halfway there.
Let's do a little dab. Okay. Which one? Right?
This is chile lengua de fuego.
Oh, okay. For those who don't know Spanish, that is not good.
That's just pretty good.
Oh, no, not too bad.
It's like smoky.
Yeah. There's a little tickles your back of your throat a little bit.
You did your PhD dissertation in the persistence and advancement of Latino professionals in student affairs.
Yeah.
So how do you think your experience as a Latino person kind of changed your approach to higher education and to student affairs?
So one of the stories I think about of oftentimes why I got into student affairs and why I wanted to continue this work is because I remember like my first week at university when I was an undergrad, and not really feeling like I fit in or anything like that. And just like that sense of like, I don't belong here is something that really resonated with me even now as a professional, like making sure that I create spaces and opportunities for folks to engage so that there's no individual on campus, whether staff or student, feels like they don't belong, because they do and they should feel that way. And so I think that really helps influence that. And as it is for a Latino, and you may attest to some of this, but just I think there are certain values that
you bring from home.
Yeah, that, you know, at the end of the day, like, we don't stop being Latino when we come to work, right? Like, the values that we have as Latinos will influence the work that we're doing in both good and bad ways, right? I think there are certain ways in which, you know, the way that we perceive authority in our families translates into how we perceive authority at work. But then also there's like benefits from it because I think we value relationships and community so much. I think that is something that emphasizes or is influenced in terms of the work that I do, you know, in terms of building relationships in a community, because that's how I was raised, right? Like,
yeah, I understand that, just because it does take a lot to like separate like who you are as a person.
Nor should you,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And so when you come to college, I definitely like had that as an international student. I was like, how do I try to fit in, but also like not lose a part of myself in the process?
Yeah.
So I think it's good that you try to build a community that where you don't have to do that. You can just integrate who you are into who the pool of community is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're right in the middle to our fifth.
All right, let's do this. I'm doing okay so far, so.
Let's dig in. Okay.
I'm perspiring a little. I need the milk, but I'm good.
Okay, so as a Target lover, I myself am a Target lover. What is the one department store that you cannot leave, like unattended whenever you go?
This is gonna sound really neurotic, but basically I have a routine. Like I walk in and I get my Starbucks cup or coffee at the beginning, and then walk towards the card aisle. And then I go to like the children's clothing section to see what they have for the kids. And then after that, I go straight to the toys, and I probably spend the most time there. And I want to say oftentimes it's for my kids, but realistically, I'm also looking for what there's for me too. And so like I'll spend some time in the toy aisle, and like I go up and down there, and then I like make my way out from the other side. The number of toys that I've bought in for myself and the kids, you know, like I think has, you know, grown, and so I'm always like looking to see what there is for them, and I spoil them. I was spoiled like by my mom as a kid, and so I try to like do that for my kids too. And but yeah, the toy section for sure, and like every aisle in the toy section. I do not like Monopoly.
Although, I love Monopoly.
Really? Well, okay. Funny thing. So Target had a special edition Monopoly that I ended up buying, and I hate Monopoly, but my love for Target is more than Monopoly.
Okay, number 6.
Okay, we're still staying with the front row.
Yes.
Oh, nope. That's spicy.
Wow, yeah. The aftertaste?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's still...
It's okay. It's going to live in our mouth for a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, the ERC motto... The ERC motto is to develop in world citizens through scholarship, leadership, and service. Mm-hmm. Why do you think these concepts are important for education?
I'll answer that in a second. But it's still there.
Yeah, my mouth, my lips are on fire.
Some paper towels.
Here.
Thank you. I'm glad we got to the same point at the same time.
No, you're good.
Okay. What is that, number 6? Mm-hmm. Okay. Of course, like, I can't remember anything now. what I think originally when, I don't even remember the question right now, but what, just thinking about like the motto, thinking about what that means. Oh, thank you so much. Thinking about what like the motto was and like what that means. I think overall it's just really thinking, number one, holistically about the student experience, right? Like that, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Like we're all sorts of things. We're, you know, in the classroom, we're also leaders and scholars, and we are as all three things at the same time. And so really we try to foster that here in ERC in terms of like, you know, you're learning stuff outside of the classroom, you're learning in the classroom, you're a scholar in both ways, you're a leader in different capacities, you're all sorts of different things. And then at the same time, really one of the biggest things about ERC is how it's embedded into the global, are you okay? Yeah. Into like the global context where it's like, the idea is that, you know, not only are we a leader in these things here at the university, but then the hope is that eventually you take what you learned here at the university to like the real world. And hopefully that includes like, you know, excuse me, other countries and whatnot. But yeah, so I think that's what I feel like the motto means a lot for the work that we do here.
Okay. Cheers. Okay. So, being in San Diego, your hometown of La Puente is not that far. Is there something that you wish you could bring down from there? Like anything you really miss?
If I can bring down anything from La Puente, it would be, they have the donut hole.
Oh.
Which I don't know if you ever, like, basically it's just like this huge donut, like there's two donuts on either side of the building, and you drive through to order
That is
donuts.
so cool.
So you drive through the donut. And yeah, and it's still there, so I would definitely bring that down.
I would also bring it down. That sounds pretty cool. Okay, so we're going for the bomb.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. I realized I took too big of a bite.
Okay. So, most people focus their work on DEI attributes, but you add an extra one, you add justice to it. Why do you think it's important to add justice when you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Oh man, you're asking me the Jedi question after that one.
Yes.
So for me, it's spicy.
Oh my god.
And it doesn't go away.
No. Like the milk that I just took tastes like the sauce, which is not good.
And it just keeps getting hotter. Okay.
I can't feel my lips.
It's okay. Switch it all up.
Justice. Justice to EDI.
Justice for me is because, you know, oftentimes I think with our Jedi work or like EDI work, oftentimes we fall short of like action. And so for me, justice is part of that is like taking action to, and it goes a little bit what I was saying earlier about just thinking of like systems of oppression and like taking an active stance to combat it and to really revolutionize like the work that we're doing. So I think that's what it is for me for justice is like social justice taken one step further from just saying that like we have diversity and we have equity and inclusion, but like actually making movements to change the system that has led to these like various forms of oppression.
Okay, it sounds very important to add it. I had not thought about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure I would have been much more eloquent if I hadn't just eaten the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does not taste like watermelon at all.
It was slightly sweet, but then
You feel it sweet?
slightly. It was sweet and then, but also at the same time painful. Yeah. So it's delicious.
We know that you have a dog, and dogs are very perceptive. So what kind of person do you think your dog thinks you are?
Yeah. And so it's funny. So the dog you actually posted was the one who just recently passed away. So I have two dogs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But one of the one that passed away, when I think about, because I associated that quote for it because I've had that dog for like 15 years, and she just was like with me during like really like tough times in my life, but also like really great times. And I think as rough things as were, like if I got really stressed or whatever, she was like always there, and she would like lick my hand, and sometimes I would like yell at her, and she'd be like, oh, you know, like a little chihuahua comes and like cuddles with me. And what I try to do is like, regardless of how we're imperfect and regardless of all the stuff that we got right, at the end of the day, that we're just demonstrating love for one another. And so I think that's what it is for me. Yeah. Okay.
The last dab. Apollo.
Okay.
Do you think you want to do the...
At this point, it doesn't matter. Just
The dab?
Just dab it.
Okay. So...
That's a wee little dab you have there. That's okay. I'm going to probably do this.
Yes.
Time, but you know what? All right. Dip.
Dip.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Last one. It's okay.
It doesn't even taste good.
It's not killing my mouth.
So our last question is,
Okay.
we have called this segment hot takes, and we know that some people have some very hot takes on certain topics. Like some people think that cereal can be considered soup, or that hot dogs are sandwiches. Do you have any hot take?
I don't know if this is like too hot take, but I think chocolate doesn't taste good.
That is definitely a hot take. What? How?
I just don't like the taste of chocolate. I think it's like gritty and like I think it's like a texture thing. I think it's just like a waste of calories. Much like all this, which it creeps up on you, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Wow. My mouth is on fire. No, wait, yes.
So it'd be the chocolate thing. I think people are shocked. And there's some people I've told before that I don't like chocolate, and they're like, I have to remind them because they're like, I just can't believe that you don't like chocolate.
I can't believe it either.
Okay. And then we're done.
We're done.
All right.
We made it through 10 hot wings, 10 hot questions. How do you feel?
I'm okay. My face is on fire. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. The whole head. I might have to go home early today.
Is there something else you want students to know about you or about the office?
Just contact me if you ever need help. You never find me. Drop like my email or something. But I'm done.
Me too.
All right, cool. Are we done? Okay.
Oh my god.
Hey, do you want to be in the picture?
Oh, now you did it, Mark.
Ice cream. That last one.
Nice smile. I'll just look at you then. Your eyes are red and swollen. Wait, can we put the two views together in the center just for like...